Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's a channel where you get to watch me build a Minimax 1100r with a modification for a half EW engine. And I'm anxious to show you this. So I've got it turned over now, right side up, and you can see how the engine mount area is going here. It's looking really good. And then those of you who followed Minimax for a while, you recognize this tub, what this cockpit area looks like. And so this is what we've got here so far. Looking really good. And the back structure came out just really nice, just really straight, and everything looks good. I did notice that I've got a little bit of some area where this member is just a little bit proud of the longeron because the longeron is actually sort of, for some reason, it's just got a little tilt to it, but it's not a whole lot. It won't be any big deal to clean that up and before we put the top sheeting on. So I think the next step for this part is actually to start working on the cockpit area and then move aft, because some of the sheeting will actually go up to here, and then we'll continue on back that way. So I'm trying to decide what I want to do first, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to work on finishing off the front section here. So there are some diagonals that actually go from up here, 3/4 by 3/4 diagonal, that go from here down to I believe 4 inches from the front. So I'm gonna figure that out and get that in place on both sides. And then once that's set up and everything, then I'll actually be able to route. I'll be routing out this triangle right here, right here. So this whole section right here will come out of here. Yeah, so it ends up, let me show you the plan real quick. It ends up like that. Alright, so I decided to start by preparing these diagonals in the front here, and they basically go 12 inches. You can see I got a line here. It's 12 inches from here is the distance. And you actually have to, once you get these in place, my angle worked out to 47 degrees, ended up perfect. And once you get it up there, you actually have to bevel the edge a little bit. I don't know if you can see that bevel on there. You can probably see it easier from here maybe. I know you can see it from there. So it bevels both ways a little bit on the bottom. This one bevels a tiny bit that way, so that if you're just dealing with some kind of compound angles here, not only is it going at this degree, it's also sweeping backwards. So you had to relieve a little bit of the material on this side here, and up here you have to relieve some material on the inside here. Mine worked out to about 1/8 of an inch there, about 1/16 of an inch here, and then you just put it on the belt sander. Let me show you, since I didn't show it to you. When I had a line on there, and you can actually still see my line there. All I did was I just set it flat on here, and then I tilted it up like that, just so I could get that angle in there. Then I did the same on this side. I had it up against here initially, and then I just tilted it up until I could get that angle. So, and that actually worked out. That worked out perfect. And so now these actually fit. They fit really well. So, I got that backwards. And they go right there. So I'm gonna mark their location so I can sand the plywood a little bit. And then I'm just going to use my kind of my long reach C-clamps to just come over the edge here and grab a hold of these, and that'll actually work out work out perfect because I can reach from there, I can reach from here, I can easily reach with another clamp from the top. So I'll get those epoxied in when I'm ready to epoxy something. And yeah, all right, so then I'm going to figure out what else I'm going to do. I have a little bit of work to do back here. This piece actually also fell just a little bit proud of the longerons. They must have been slightly off the table, so I'll have to deal with that as well, which is no big deal. And yeah, and I'll figure out how to start what I'm going to start on the fuselage here area, because I believe that's the next thing besides what I'm doing up at the firewall. The engine compartment, not necessarily the firewall. And I'll figure out what I'm going to do here and get some of that going as well. All right, so I'm actually going to lay out the fuselage area with the fuselage on its side. It's much easier for me to get to than trying to work up on top here. So let me get my tape measure. We are now working off of drawing number 4, and we're doing this cockpit area right here. And so one of the first things that it gets is it actually gets an RS8 doubler on each side. That'll go front to back there. So I'll get those doublers in place. And then after the doublers in there, we have some RS6 in the front here. We've got some RS5 on the side. And then we've got some RS11 tucked in there, which is actually the anchor for the windshield bow. So we'll get those in, and then we got some measurements back here to get this the section on the back, which looks like it's a RS9. There's a piece of that here, and a piece of that here, and then that whole area basically gets capped with plywood and all that. So, but we will start with these RS8s, and then we'll start getting some measurements for the rest of this. All right. And actually, I've got some epoxy I need to get out of there. All right, that's 27 3/8. And all right, so what I've decided I'm going to do for tonight, with the time I have, I'm going to get these RS8 doublers in place, which go right here in the cockpit area. So I'll have to set the plane back upright in order to do that. And then this one obviously goes up here, so and those will get attached. Get those two, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the get the seat belt mount pieces in place, and those go right there. So I'll be able to get that epoxied in there. And I'll probably take a brush and epoxy this whole area, and kind of epoxy this whole area, since it'll be a little tough to get in there with a brush when I'm doing the when I'm putting on the varnish. So I'll go ahead and do it now. And I was just going to show you just one of the things I like about this design is, you know, you've got something like this scarf joint here, and it's not just living out in the open. It's actually, it's backed with plywood on one side, and then it's going to get this doubler on this side, which is going to be adding, just really kind of encapsulating it and adding a tremendous amount of strength to that whole thing. And then when you, you know, you're adding structure to this spar carry through area, so it gets this piece added on, and then after that, you know, it gets these triangular pieces. It gets these pieces right here that outline the cockpit. So it's really cool because as you're building and moving forward, you can actually see how the strength starts to develop as you get more pieces added to the structure. It really starts to just develop a tremendous amount of strength, and you can see exactly where it's coming from. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get that epoxy since I have it on its side, and then I'll set it up on its. I'll probably flip it over to the other side, and then I'll do the other piece. Then I'll put it back on its bottom, and I'll be able to do these two side rails, and then I'll be able to move to the front and actually get these two pieces on the front added. And I think that'll be good for tonight. That's about how much time I have to spare. So let me get some epoxy going. right, so that's it for me today, and pretty happy with the progress. Actually, I got these pieces in, the doublers, the RS8 doublers in here, and then I got the seatbelt supports in on both sides down there, and then I went to the front, and you saw we got these pieces in here. These and what happens now that those are in, actually, is that we will be flush routing again, and we'll be routing this out, and we'll follow that all the way up, and this whole triangle piece here comes off, and then that creates the area for the half VW. And let's see here. Yeah, so thanks for hanging out with me, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you're not a subscriber, I invite you to hit the subscribe button and the little bell by it so you don't miss any of the episodes. And yeah, I'll catch you later.